Hey guys, so I wanted to do my 2 month check-in, well, 2 month update. I'm a little late. I'm already starting my third month into TSW. What, baby? Present? That's a present. So update, as you can see, my eyebrows are losing hair. I'm still very, very red. That's a refrigerator. I'm doing an update on my skin for the people to see. Justice, yep, that's you, Justice. Justice? Can I have a kiss? Kisses? Oh, I can't have any. So, my skin is still very red. It's not as red as it was. You probably can't tell because the lighting's bad. But my skin's not as red. I'm still flaring. That's a present. What color? It's yellow? My neck is oozing all around. It's grape. Yep. It's oozing all around. You gotta excuse my son. My oldest daughter's sleeping at her Mimi's house tonight, so he's a little bored. Present. I see present. Can I make my video, please? Thank you. So my skin's still very red. I'm still flaring. My arms, I'll show them. Give me just a second. They're not as red either, if you can tell. I don't know if you can tell. Sorry, the lighting's bad. They're not as red. My arms are flaking a lot. My face has flaked a lot. And flaking is good. That means healing. So I'm glad about that. I still can't regulate my body temperature. I had a skin infection 2 weeks ago, so I had to go get antibiotics for that. And then, honestly, I will say this, though, that there is a bigger picture and a bigger reason for TSW than just the suffering, because I know a lot of people, they go through TSW and they go through depression and things like that. And I just want to say, keep your head up. For my other warriors out there that are seeing this, keep your head up. There is a bigger purpose to just suffering. My daughter was just diagnosed with eczema yesterday. She got strep, and then she was given antibiotics, and then she started having a rash. My oldest daughter is allergic to amoxicillin, so I thought my youngest daughter was too. So I took her to the doctor. They said she had eczema. Of course, prescribed her hydrocortisone 2.5%. I'm not going to use it, but then I went back to the doctor the next day. I wanted a second opinion from what the first doctor said. The first doctor actually acknowledged steroid withdrawal. I asked her if she had ever heard of Redskin syndrome. Excuse me. She said no. I said, please look it up. And she said that she was interested in that. She was going to look it up. I don't know if I made a difference by inviting her to educate herself about Redskin syndrome, but I like to think that I did. I like to think that someone else heard me. Someone else heard and can clearly see. And I just hope that maybe I've saved babies from getting prescribed steroids so readily to be handed out like candy. So my daughter has eczema, and she's in a really bad flare, and I personally think it's from the antibiotics. That crazy ass lady, sorry, she said it's not from that, but I think that is what kickstarted her flare, was antibiotics. And I was messaging with her doctor because her doctor said, I want you to use the steroids for 2 to 3 days and then message me and let me know how she's doing. Of course they work. because they're a Band-Aid. It's not a cure. So, of course, it's going to work. So, I texted her tonight and I asked her if it was possible for her to have an allergy test, since when I give her Benadryl, the splotchiness and the redness of her rash dissipates, but the bumps are still there. She said that studies are showing that food is not related to eczema, and that, but since I'm going to worry about it all the time, that she will go ahead and put a referral in for an allergy test. And I explained to her that I know she was taught to use steroids and that I understood that. But with me going through my own personal hell of TSW, I did not want to use steroids. I didn't want her to become dependent upon them. And her response, I shit you not, was basically, if I'm not going to comply with our recommendations, meaning all the doctors up there and nurse practitioners, that basically if I'm not gonna use steroids, I have to find another doctor. That's what she said for me. That's what she said to me in the text message. So that really, 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 really bummed me out, and it sucks because I'm made to be the bad guy when all I want is what's best for my daughter, and I don't want her to go through this. And I'm made to be the bad guy. How is that fair? My daughter has no voice. I have to be her voice for her and advocate for her, and I have to advocate for myself. And I'm also advocating for other people by trying to get doctors on board with realizing what these steroids are doing. I broke down crying. I tried to be strong for my daughter in the doctor's office this morning, but I broke down crying, and I feel like I let her down. It's hard when doctors won't listen. It's so frustrating, and it's the biggest feeling of defeat ever. And for a doctor to look at me and then still want to prescribe my baby that fucking poison hurts my heart. And I thought my biggest battle was me going through TSW. It's not. It's me being a voice for my daughter about not using steroids. So my point to that is that there is a bigger purpose. I'm so grateful that God has brought me to this journey of TSW, because if not, my baby would be on steroids. She would be on them because I wouldn't know any better. I've been so upset, crying all night. But anyway, other things that are going on at TSW, my mental state, I still struggle with my depression a lot. I'm not gonna lie. But I do have days where I just get like moments of clarity. Oh, and also, speaking of moments of clarity, going through this, I finally realized what I want to go to college for. I want to be a homeopathic doctor. 3 out of 4 of my kids have asthma. My littlest one is right here. So, of course, he's too little to be diagnosed with having anything, but he's not on the road to having it as of yet. So, fingers crossed he doesn't. But 3 out of 4 of my kids have asthma. And so, with my youngest daughter having asthma and eczema, she may still end up going through TSW, because when she can't breathe, they give her steroids, oral steroids. So the bigger purpose and the moment of clarity, is now I know what I want to go to college for. I've always wanted to go to college, and now I finally know what I want to go to college and do. And I want to be a homeopathic doctor. The cycle will stop with me, with these steroids, and my family and generations past me. It will stop. I'm going to be damn sure of it. We're not using steroids up in this house. And I just want to say, for any moms watching, you have to be very, very careful about what you say and how you say it to those doctors, because they can report you to Child Protective Services, and you can lose your kid or your kids. The support groups that I'm on Facebook, a mother lost her kids because she refused to use steroids on one of her children going through TSW. And Child Protective Services got involved and they took her kids from her for child neglect, which is just sickening. And it makes me sick to my stomach. It really does. So just knowing that that doctor today told me that if I'm not going to get on board with steroids, then I got to find a new doctor. She could still report me to Child Protective Services. It could happen to me. It can happen to anyone. So please be careful. Be wary of that. If you have to, lie and say you're going to use the cream. Pick it up. Don't use it and just say it doesn't work. That's my best advice that I have for you. Also update, I have crust on my face because my face oozes. My ears are still really bad, crusty. So it looks disgusting. I look a mess. My whole body's still flared. Still very red skin, but I am healing. I am 2 months closer to healing than I was before. So I get to celebrate the new year, still going through TSW, and being grateful that God brought me through this journey, or has brought me to this journey to get through this journey and overcome this, because TSW is not going to win. And to help me better protect my daughter. And if I can't protect her from TSW, at least I know what it's like and I can help her through it. So my new goal is to find a doctor that is on board with me not using steroids. And even if I have to find a holistic doctor, which there's not any in my area, so I'm going to try to find a chiropractor since they know about natural alternatives and things of that sort, to see my daughter and try to get answers of how to naturally deal with her eczema and also asthma as well. So that's about it, really. Oh, thank you. Lennox is sleeping. He doesn't need his bottle, but thank you. So yeah, I mean, that pretty much sums it up. I'm still going through hell, and but I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win, and all of us warriors, we can win. We can win. We can all win. And I highly suggest, if you're not on the Facebook support groups, get on them. Look up Topical Steroid Draw. I'm telling you, my family of warriors, if it was not for them and if it was not for my kids, I would not be here. I promise you, I would not be here if it wasn't for them. That's sad to say, but that's the God honest truth. I'm telling you, it's hell. Get on the support groups. So many people that are all around the world, thousands of us, babies included, that we're all going through the same thing. The only common denominator is that we use steroids. So how can doctors look at us and say this isn't real, or dermatologists laugh at us and try to push more steroids when thousands of us all over the world are going through this, and the only common denominator is that we quit using the damn steroids? Blows my mind. You know, all I can do is pray, and that as the number of sufferers grow, the more we will get heard, and we won't be silenced, and we won't be laughed at any longer. Times are going to change. Change is coming real soon. Sorry, I'm scratching, so my phone's kind of bouncing up and down. So change is coming one way or the other. We're going to be heard. We're going to not be silenced anymore, and we're going to get the help that we need one way or the other with these damn doctors that don't want to listen. So I felt like I failed my daughter today because that bitch wouldn't listen. And I say bitch because the messages that she sent me, she's a bitch. So it is what it is. She just don't know I'm a bigger bitch. I'm queen bitch, so it is what it is. I'll be getting my allergy test for my daughter from her ass, and then she's X'd out. Essentially, you want to sit there and say if I'm not going to use steroids on her, find a new doctor. Essentially, you mean money means more to you than my baby, because y'all make money off every script you write. So I don't need her. I don't need that doctor. I'll find one. Even if I gotta travel, I'll find one for my baby. I'll do what I gotta do. So, and that's about it, you guys. I'll give you the next update for my third month and go from there. Bye.